In this help video, we'll be looking at importing a list of users from an Excel spreadsheet into the Derozap system. Now, this might be helpful if you've got a large number of users that you want to get into the system and not have to import them one by hand. So the way you do that is you go to your raw data, which you can use from Excel, but you need to save it as a CSV file. And it's going to, this is just nonsense data, but it's going to look something like this. You need to make sure that each column has a heading, because that's how it's going to map this data to the fields in the Zap system. I want to point out a couple things here that it's going to require certain fields like your first, last name, and probably email. But the other information it does not require. And I left the Zap tag number blank on purpose because it's going to make sure every single one of these numbers here, the tags, are actually valid tag numbers. So that will hold you up if you have bad tag numbers in here. I also want to point out that in this case I have the gender. The male here, it's a small m, that will get caught up as well. I did that on purpose so you can see what the error message looks like. So let's go back into our Zap system and make sure this is saved as a CSV file format. Okay, so we go back into the Zap system. Let's take a look at a user list and count how many users we have. So we have 30 users. So when we get done with this, we should have 35 users. So to import that list, we go into Settings, Import Users, Import Commuters from CSV file. Now you click on this blue arrow to upload files, and there's a help video on actually uploading files. We go to our test data, we open that, and it will import it into the system. If you have a large file, it might take a longer than that to bring it into the system. So now once it's there, we double click it, and what it's going to do is it's going to map the headings of the column headings in the CSV or the spreadsheet to the headings in the Zap system. So first name, map it to first name, last name, map it to last name, email, associate it then with the email address, remember ID, gender, it's going to give us an error message, but we want that on purpose, so put gender. Now you don't have to import everything. The Zap tag, I'm not going to import that. Employee ID, we don't really have that, so I'm not going to import that either. So now if you want to send an email to all the new users so that they can log in and that they can actually then personalize their data, like put their username in there, put in their address, all that information, you can send them an email. And that way that they will, once they're in the system, they'll be sent an email inviting them to log into the system and personalize it. Hit continue. All right, so here's the error that that we found in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to not import gender. But I want you to see what happens if you've got some data that does not fit the format that it needs to be. Hit continue. Okay, so 5 records were imported and 5 emails sent, and that is the information I'll give you. Hit continue. Now if we go back to our user list, you'll see that we've got 35 results found. And that is how we import lists into the Derozap system.